Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legends Symbiosis. I think we are in position to finish off this war. We know that there were quite a few units that we saw in the garrison here in, what is the city's name again? Hadao. And we know that we saw a full 6-unit army walking around over here. We don't know how many of those were the same units. It could be that they have up to, like, what, 3 of these would have been real units, 9. It could be that they have up to 10 units with possibly as many as 2 heroes right in this area, which would really suck, but I honestly think we're prepared to fight a force of that size. We could win that. Also, he wants out of the war. That's, generally speaking, a pretty good sign for us. Obviously, we're not going to do it. The Allah, you have noted your overall condition and still believe that Auriga has blessed us with her greatest empire. Okay. They are openly mocking me. They have nothing better to do. And they're going to steal my pearls, and I think I'm just going to let them. That rankles a little bit, but I guess we shall deal. So, we want to make sure that we are getting this army. Let's see. That's a very inconveniently placed ruin there. Yeah, I want to make sure that this army is getting over to a place where the garrison of Mykara can function as backup for us, because I don't want to get outnumbered over here, and I guess we'll see what we want to do with those guys. And in the meantime, we're still trekking forward on the faction quest. We're still building units. We are not really establishing a lot of infrastructure. We're a little bit behind on city building because we've spent so much effort on troops, which is, of course, always a bad thing. You really want to minimize the amount of effort you put into each war. Just the minimum amount that still leads to you winning the war. Because everything that you can spend on infrastructure should be spent on infrastructure. Okay. Oh, they're coming right for us. They want to do this. I think... Hey, quest army. I think we want to have this army attack that hero. They will definitely just retreat here. Yeah, so we just get to take half that hero's health away for free. Because if they tried to fight back in this situation, we'd get to have such a presence advantage on them, especially since I have cavalry and all they have is heavy infantry. So stuff's coming along. We're producing troops. We'll have two more Gelderis on the way out here, 2 ice wargs, and then I'm gonna have these 2 cities stop building troops. I think we have enough to push through to the end, or at least I'm gonna hope so. We gotta build some other stuff, and we might have to have some people focus on dust, like maybe even this city right now focus on dust. How many turns are left? 1 to 12 turns in winter. Man, alright. I'm going to stay on industry until this Drakenling's finished, hopefully. And then we definitely are going to have to boot everybody over to dust. And then hopefully these guys will be exhausted after we wipe out yet another of their armies. So if I just run forward and attack them here, yep, 1 district of Hadao is in the area. If I were to run forward and attack this guy here, probably what happens if I do that is that they just don't reinforce. They let me spend my action point on killing this 1 weak unit. And you know what? Actually, if they reinforce from the city here, we don't know if they have a governor in Hadao or not. That gives us 12 units to their 11, and 2 heroes to their 1 to 2 heroes. And on average, I still think my units are better than their units. And I think they're likely to fight us and actually, like, try hard in that battle, because it will look close. But yeah, I think that's the battle we can maybe bait them to bring some people out of Hadao. Although, I suppose it is worth noting that if I... You have any move left? No, you don't. I'm going to say, if we actually do defeat the garrison at Hadao, we won't be able to... we won't have enough movement left to siege them. So they'll get to regenerate their whole garrison, or their whole militia. Yeah, that's unfortunate. There's not really anything I can do about that. I suppose one thing I could do about that is have the 2 ice wargs. Yeah, actually, no, we should be fine. If I move to here and attack these guys from here, we still get all our troops, they'll still get all their troops. But then the ice wargs should have enough move to get up to this tile or this tile and put the city under siege to prevent the militia from respawning. Okay, that's the plan. I want to attack from this tile, and apparently I'm going to have to tell them... Hold on. And I'm going to have to tell the army to move there manually. I can't instruct them to launch the attack from that tile for some reason. Okay, that's fine. So an Urkan has spawned. This is probably, yeah, not going to be very relevant to us. Man, that is as far away as it can possibly be, huh? It's like exactly on the other side of the cylindrical world. Alright, well, we know what we must do. I don't think there's any reason to change things up. Getting very nervous about our dust. So just the moment we move into that hex, we right-click, and I think we're going to be able to embarrass them pretty badly here. Although they are, you know, building and purchasing troops all the time over here, which is a little bit of a shame. Yeah, I think we have the advantage here. I think we actually want Hamara's reinforcements to come in first, because it matters a lot less if they get wounded, as long as Jessa Murdap himself does not die. And then we'll have these guys jump out of the garrisons. What are you doing? Just like waiting for me to move so that it can block my path. Okay, well, I'll move this guy forward and come back. It really does, like, only want to move if it's blocking me, doesn't it? Because now it's just sitting here, with 6 points of movement left, just waiting. Alright, well, we definitely need to get alchemy workshops up. Obviously, apprenticeship registry should come first. And I think we have the time to do that. I think we can afford to build those now. Alright, let's resolve this. I don't think we have anything else to do this turn. We get to start in our city for the extra morale, which is really nice. Unfortunately, we don't have great access to their reinforcement panels, so we're not going to be able to block them that effectively. These two guys should be able to run around. It seems like we still have a pretty significant initiative advantage. We're not going to be able to hit the unit that's on this pad, but we probably will be able to get the one on this one. And you may as well start here. Let's get that maximum morale bonus. Oh no, of course, the unit that comes in on this pad is the first unit. So no, I will not in fact be able to stop either of their reinforcement pads this turn. But we can do it next turn. So he's going to run forward and just hit you. You are going to run to here and hit that guy, so you're in position to threaten the other reinforcement panel next turn. Potentially, at least. You're not going to get a turn, so it doesn't really matter what you do, but if for some reason Saluzzo does not attack you, you will attack him. And then it's pretty much just like keep them in place, try to generate our manpower advantage. So one-on-one, our troops beat theirs, right? We have 50% more damage almost, and we'll be doing half damage to each other. We have more life than they do. So yeah, it really is like beneficial if we can just fight them one-on-one as much as possible. Keep them from building up a local manpower advantage while we also get to shoot them with ranged units. Let's see. You actually have the movement to get all the way over to here. That's nice. This is the guy that's getting hit by the... yeah, this is the guy that's getting hit by the Ice Warg in the back as well. So he should be the target of the ranged attacks. We might actually just be able to kill him by the end of next round, maybe. Did you not have explicit attack orders? Yeah, I want to make sure everybody's attacking. So this guy we are not controlling. He's going to be able to run to where he wants to go and to hit somebody, and that is a shame. I'm hoping that Saluzzo will be killed by the counterattack here. Wow, 0 damage, really? Well, that's extremely unfortunate. He hits my Ice Warg extremely hard and then takes no damage at all. His combat stats aren't even good, are they? Well, I guess he's going to kill that Warg. It's like there's not a lot we can do about it. Okay, that is a fine outcome. So we definitely want to block up the reinforcement stuff here. We definitely don't want them just running around like crazy, producing more units. I would love to really press a numbers advantage. I didn't think this was going to be necessary. Try to keep that guy alive if you can. Really do just want to keep things like as one-on-one as possible over here. We do very well one-on-one, although things are going to get a little more complicated with the addition of the Driders, now that they have ranged units, who sometimes will cast heals. Please survive. Okay, well, he lives. And they don't get any more turns before the Draken, so we will get, or the, before the hero. So we will get our heal off. Here's hoping it's enough. Okay, that's a good start. Yep, we are definitely doing very well here. Okay, so the Drider webbed up that guy. That gives us the opportunity to... Oh, their militia are faster than my militia. Mysteriously. That's annoying, because I really don't want this guy to be militia. That's terrible for us. Well... he attacks before I would be able to cast a heal on him. But after all of these melee units, like if we could kill this guy to let our Drakenling through to attack their militia, that would be the ideal version of this, but I just don't think we have the damage. Is 83 health? I guess if you attack him, you probably have to attack that target right in front of you. You should try to get a little surround going. I apparently did not give this guy satisfactory orders, and he has decided that he is just going to run away instead of fighting. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately, none of the early Drakenlings are really in position to help with this. I guess you can. You have to go for that. No, sorry, you're the guy who has to try to get that kill. Okay, well, if we are able to bring this dude down fast enough for our Drakenling to run through the space that he has vacated and attack that guy, then we're going to be able to cap the inflowing troops and just press our numbers advantage. Otherwise, things could get a little ugly. And I mean, we're not in any danger of losing, I guess I should clarify. What we are in danger of is not getting the maximum possible advantage. Okay, that seals it. Yeah, stupid 0 defense causing me to sometimes deal 0 damage. Wow, we cannot hit that guy to save our lives. Alright, well, this turn we'll be able to lock up the reinforcement pad. And the healing, the fact that their heal causes the unit to become stunned, is actually kind of working in our favor. Alright, so yep, that's what you're still trying to do, that's what you are still trying to do. So we have to be a little careful. Some of my units are not actually moving early enough in the turn to be performing attacks that rob the enemy of their damage. So it's like, yeah, you, for example. Stupid slow militia. I don't really want my my cavalry running forward to attack their unit that has anti-cavalry. I should probably actually have my hero healing here instead of attacking. This is a very, like, wearing each other down sort of battle. I think their militia might actually be more dangerous than their stalwarts, than their actual units. Although we are having a hell of a time doing any damage at all to some of these actual units. Okay, so you definitely need a heal. I guess what we want to do here is try to work over the Drider. It would be really great if we could finish this guy off. Unfortunately, we need to use Dracolings to control... I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter if that guy's allowed to, if he's allowed to pick a target. He's not near anything that's terribly vulnerable, and I don't care what happens to the militia. They will not be a part of the next battle anyway. Yeah, this is fine. Alright, so let's get some control over the Drider. And zeros. Just like non-stop zeros. And every once in a while, one of the ice wargs will hit for like 100 and give me hope. But mostly this is just like a lot of dudes failing to harm each other. You definitely need to heal him again. I think we've got enough damage on that Drider to kill it. And I mean, we really, really should have enough damage on some of these other guys. Yeah, the Drider's pretty important. Okay, these are reasonable orders. Alright, that's excellent. That's excellent. Zero damage went our way on that one, which is very helpful. Okay, so the only units we've had to actually die here... Are you kidding me? Ah, that's frustrating. The only units we had to actually die there were militia, right? Just a single militia died. And actually, the rest of our units aren't in that bad of a shape. Okay, so... just continuing to build toward Inspirational Leader. Yep, they're going to fall back, and we will pursue. And I do not really think that it is crucial for us to... I'm actually going to attack from over here next turn. I don't think it's crucial for us to run over and put the city under siege, because we didn't really do any meaningful damage over there. Alright, you still have some movement left. This guy moved one whole space away. Wasn't that nice of him? Yeah, basically what he's doing is he's exerting zone of control over my troops to prevent me from reinforcing in, I guess, an attempt to help Green win the war for some reason. You can see here, he's going to make my 4 points of movement only carry me 2 spaces. Well, I don't actually think that this is better. Yeah, what a crappy thing to do. Okay, so I want you over here as quickly as possible. Alright, you're not going to be in range, unfortunately. Close, though. No, wait, that's not what I want. Here. Yeah. It's going to be 1 space out of reinforcement range. And we still get, yeah, we still get our city at this angle. The militia who died should reinforce immediately, and I think this militia will heal to full. We are hemorrhaging dust due to now having 4 active armies. That's gotta get resolved. Okay, I mean, this is a pretty obvious one. So we are 1 technology away from moving into the next era. No, sorry, we're 2 technologies from the next era, 1 from quest completion. We are not going to end up with any dust at all. Not yet, anyway. So, certainly not valuable to get prisoners, slaves, and volunteers. We could just grab food. It's an okay food building. We could get the ability to make peace, which we probably will want for dealing with other players. Yeah, that's probably one of them, but it's probably not the first one, right? I guess let's grab the granary, and then we'll also get that. Alright, I would like it if these guys were the second ones in, so yeah, you can see all the militia went back to full health. Same with them, but they only have 2 militia, and actually their stalwarts are mostly in really poor shape. Poor enough that they won't retreat, because retreating would just kill all their units. And also poor enough that not retreating is going to cause their units to die just in combat. They do get to use their city this time, which is pretty good for them. Something like this, maybe? Again, I would love to stop up the reinforcement panels on the first turn, and we're in a much better position to do that here. Oh, they didn't even bother to bring in their reinforcements. They're just throwing this army away. Well, okay, that's easy enough to deal with. So let's see, you just kind of moving over to here. Why are we crossing the streams? Like, you get in that place, keep that guy still. I don't really want... Yeah, I think I'm going to do this. I don't really want this guy to be ganged up on. He doesn't have the defensive capabilities to survive that. I'm hoping we can end up gaining health, going up on net health over the course of this battle. They'll get like 1 or 2 good attacks off here. Yeah, that's a promising start. So I'm tempted to heal the wargs because they take more damage, but actually the fact that the wargs take more damage means that the healing goes a little further when it's put on a Drakenling. 50 health on a Drakenling is a larger number of attacks from the enemy. I guess who's going first? This guy is swinging first. You should heal him. Okay. He gets the job done. So yeah, overall there we gained health by engaging in that battle. That's pretty good for us. And then we just run up and siege the city. And if they don't have another army or two, like right now, they're going to be in very poor shape. Probably we are too far north. Yeah, Hamara is no longer part of our reinforcements. But the good news is, Slick, which is part of our reinforcements, is now owned by us enough for us to have militia. And of course they do they do have additional troops, why wouldn't they? Good news is this is just 3 stalwarts. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Probably we just attack them on our turn, right? I don't think I let them attack me, and I don't think I attack the city just yet. We just attack them, do a bunch of damage to them. Probably they retreat, right? And bring the city's fortifications lower. This war has been pretty straightforward. We're definitely going to have to move people in the capital over to Dust. That's okay, we put enough work on this Drakenling to get it finished. And for some reason the Skyfin did not take the pearls. Okay, well, I'm not upset about it, certainly. I'll be honest with you, I don't really have a strong plan for what this looks like after we kill Green. Like, I don't know where we're headed. I just know that we want this land. Okay, this should be pretty easy. Well, they want to fight it. So the considerable advantage that we have in terms of initial presence, I think, is going to play out really, really powerfully here. Because we can start... You have 4 moves, so you're 1, 2... Okay, so we are, in fact, going to be able to hit both of the reinforcement spaces this turn, while keeping all of their guys locked down. they're going to have that big morale advantage for starting in a friendly city, but I don't think that's going to be enough. I can't see how that would be enough in this situation. Yeah, okay. The bad news is one of those reinforcement spaces is militia. Not totally ideal for an ice warg to have to fight. I think I'm just going to heal that guy. We're going to assume that guy's going to take a real beating here. So we want to make sure that the units that are pretty deep in the formation are running around the backside of the battle, so as to make space for the units that are coming in as reinforcements. Let's see. You don't have explicit orders. You should probably attack from this angle. This guy can attack from this angle. And currently this space will be left open. Okay. So we're hitting this guy 4 times. And this is a thing that we can just repeat every turn. Please don't take a huge amount of damage. 62. It's not the end of the world. Okay, if we just repeat that every turn, we are going to come out of this way, way ahead. I'm actually going to have these guys lock up those militia now. So we don't have to keep charging our cavalry into a bunch of pikes. This guy will have moved by then. Yeah, okay. Make sure, nope. Some people like to change targets. Why would you try to attack that? You can't even reach that guy as we're set up now. Okay, well I was hoping we'd do more than 0 damage. It's not just about holding them in place on the reinforcement pad so other things can't come in. We are also trying to kill them, you know? There we go. I did not think to check his orders, because why would he not attack the same unit he attacked last turn? But he sure didn't. Okay, so you are just going to attack here, you are just going to attack there. You, I guess, are going to help him attack here now that you're over here. You are going to heal up the lowest Drakenling you can reach, which should be this one. We can move to here. And yeah, everybody else just kind of keep doing what you're doing. So they didn't really have a good option here. When they ran their 3 units forward, they put themselves in a position where their options were going to be join in and get this horrible, horrible battle, or when I attack them, retreat, lose a bunch of health for basically no gain. Like this, moving this army forward really constricted their strategic options. It's an important thing to remember when you're moving your armies around the battle map. It's not just like, well, then all the armies go toward the enemy and then they hit the enemy. Like, you really have to think about what the enemy's response to your moves is going to be and what your response to the enemy's response to your moves is going to be. Because he honestly probably weakened his position around the city by moving this army forward, as opposed to keeping it like a single move away from the city so that it could counterattack, and trying to build up strength from the capital. He might even lose his whole city garrison here because he chose to stick around and try to make this work. Yet he is in fact going to lose everything. I should probably have healed that Drakenling. He's not looking too hot. Okay, so one more city for me. Am I allowed to attack when I... Okay. It doesn't actually consume your action point. Sorry, where did a 6-unit green army come from to attack Neth? They didn't have any units in that area. Okay, well, I guess they just developed a teleporting full-size army of their most modern troops, Stalwart 4, Drider 5. The only thing I can think of is that that army must have marched out from Haddow like 4 turns ago, right? Because it would have had to have made it to the coast, then get in the boats, then sail up over here and get out of the boats, and then move and attack. And if they had an army of troops coming out of Haddow 4 turns ago, why would they not have gone down and just taken Slick, which they very well could have done? That's really strange. Okay, well, I mean, it's not too hard to take it back. It wasn't building anything important, I don't think. Well, do we now want to build more military units because all of a sudden it looks like the war is maybe not as over as I would have liked? Yeah, that definitely complicates things. This is a little bit of a bummer. Like, a player army would definitely not have had enough troops to do that and also fight us as much as they have over here. Well, I guess we have to make more units. We're not winning by as much as I thought we were. The downside of fighting the high tier AI, right? It's just infinite units everywhere, all the time, forever. So how do we answer that? I don't really want to have to turn around. Like, this is the time to pressure the capital. They're building a Guardian right now, which means that they have spent a lot of time not building real units. That said, with the Forever Winter on, it's going to take us, like, several moves to get over there. We can move to here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be 2 full turns of movement. We'll get there, we'll get over there on turn 55, right? Because we claim the city on 54, then move to here. Then on 55, we hit their capital. We know that army is in one of these 3 tiles, right? So it's going to take them a couple of moves to be able to attack Slick. They have to get around the cliff, or to be able to attack Tural. But it's also going to take several turns for our army to turn around and get into a defensive position. Okay. Well, we got to march up and take the capital. I think the best way to do this is going to be to go to Gulgi and then come back and have Neth be their final city. Yeah, I think so. Okay. We might even be able to have this secondary army, like, hang out around Slick and play defense a little bit. And they won't be able to claim Slick for free because it has its own garrison generating now, and it's close enough to the capital. We're not quite going to have vision of their city center, so we don't get to see the name tag of the city. It'll be 2 turns to build this. Winter's going to last 1 to 8 turns. Man. It is inconvenient for a winter to be this long at this moment. But hey, look at all this life. I assume this is a truce offer. Okay, so I've talked about this a couple of times, but here's a really good example. They're still losing this war, and they're getting absolutely trounced. This war has been terrible for them. They've lost 2 cities. They're definitely in like dire straits as far as defending their capital, but because they view themselves as having won a battle recently, even though it was a group of troops attacking a completely empty city, all of a sudden they feel like they're winning the war, and so the truce offer is, I have to give them attack. Obviously we refuse. But I've talked before about the effect on the AI's decision making that winning battles has, and that's like a really clear example of it. They definitely should be begging me for a truce, because I'm going to kill them if they can't convince me to stop. But they won a battle recently, and so they feel like they're on top. So I think we're going to go back to making ice wargs over here. We may we may need one or two more. Managed to get a little infrastructure building in, though, there, which is nice. We have a ton of influence, so I assume we're going to be able to get whatever empire plan we want. I'd love to get, like, back to this region. And yeah, we're still producing quite quickly. This is a 3-village region, so we're getting quite a bit of influence out of this city. These are Yotus, and their thing is plus vision for your armies? Yeah, okay, that's not terrible. And that would give us a slightly more competent ranged unit. I'm not trying to talk down about the ancients or anything. They're fine. They're just not... They're not exactly awesome. They're just not quite the greatest thing ever enough for me. Alright. Well, I'm hoping that Guardian is not going to finish next turn. Not because I'm particularly afraid of the Guardian, but because if we can get a siege on their city, if we can get them walled in, they won't be able to keep working on it because it is technically an expansion. You can see how it sort of takes up a district by itself. So that'll mean all of the time they spent building it will effectively be wasted as far as the war effort goes, which would be a very, very good thing for us. Like their most powerful city just turned off for several turns. Oh yeah, sure, the new city, not enough population. Well, how much population do we have to have? Oh wow, it looks like maybe all of these guys? Okay. This many people to prevent loss of population. That'll have to do. Right, come on, tell me that Guardian's not going to be ready. Okay, this is not a great time for it to suddenly become summer. Because I don't need the extra movement from it not being winter anymore, but they actually benefit from it quite a bit. If we were to attack right now... Okay, so we do that. They are depleted locally. And that means this army can just turn around and run back towards Slick as soon as the battle's over. So that's fantastic. There's a sea monster somewhere. Not a right now concern. Okay, winter effects. Minus 25% food on cities would be bad. Honestly, I'd be fine with either of the bottom two. I'd prefer this effect, but I don't know if I prefer it enough to spend pearls on it. Yeah, I don't I don't really care about that. Okay, so they have a pretty big fortification advantage, and they have a hero who actually has, like, real stats, but boy, oh boy, do we have numbers. This is gonna hurt, just to be clear. So we can't control Jocelyn Duvall. Looking at 66 attack. So we definitely want to have... Excuse me. Definitely want to have these guys over here. You only have like 2 move? Okay, so that guarantees that this guy will take the hit. Yeah, I want him to take the hit. And then these units will just lock all their stuff in place. They don't have any reinforcements coming in. You're just going to heal here. You should help with Duvall. Okay, so you can run forward and get that hit. Yep, you run over here, you run over there. Actually, those are militia. It'd be better if we started them off with other units. Yeah, and I guess actually a lot of our guys are going to end up... That's a little unfortunate. A lot of our guys are going to end up without an obvious play here in the backfield. Oh, I didn't even... Yeah, that sucks. I wasn't even thinking about that, but yeah, you can, in fact, just run through there, can't you? Oh, 0, really? That sucks. Okay. We just got to try to make sure that we are disabling the militia with attacks from Drakenlings so that the spears don't get to hit the cavalry, and then... yeah, I think it's pretty important that we get rid of this hero. We're just going to lose the ice works. I don't think there's any way to save them realistically. This one is very likely to die on that attack. This one's very likely to die when it attacks. Those things will both happen before we get this heal off. So yeah, I guess just heal a local low health Drakenling. Okay, well at least I did some damage in return that time. Although I left him with like 3 points of fortification. Just enough to eat another full attack. We're having a hell of a time getting through to them. The loss of their capital is going to be absolutely crippling for them economically, though. They will not be able to generate troops, really, anymore. Going to make sure we have a couple of people targeting this guy to prevent shenanigans from Jocelyn, preventing us from preventing us from preventing their guys from attacking our wargs with the spears. Okay. Now that we have the initiative advantage again, we have total control over the battle. A small number of Drakenlings are going to get attacked each turn. We're actually not going to get the finish here, I don't think. But we are keeping the city under siege. They're not going to actually be able to do anything with it. I think even if we fail to bring them down, which looks like it is definitely going to happen, we can still have the secondary army run down to Defense Lake. This will not be a 2-army job next turn. Yeah, I just don't think we have enough. I don't think we put enough bodies around this guy to finish him off. Actually, the hero attack there helped a lot. Okay, never mind. We're going to be totally fine. Well, I guess that depends on how many times we roll that 0. Okay, it was not 3 out of 4. All we needed was for it to be fewer than 3 out of 4. Okay, so they have one tiny army coming up here for vengeance. I think we can go ahead and fall back to play defense. This army can definitely be handled by just the hero. Okay, well that's green pretty much defeated. Unfortunately, pretty much isn't quite going to cut it. There is a version of this where we keep green alive for the purpose of farming diplomatic points off of them in order to push for that diplomatic victory, but since we ended up with so many players in the game, that's probably not actually necessary, and also, like I was trying to express yesterday, I'm not even sure that I feel good about going for a diplomatic victory. We'll see how things turn out. So we do need to get all these seed storages built now that the winter has come to an end. Although it looks like this summer is going to be very short. Well, we can pull some people off of dust at this point. Get that population growth. Yeah, okay, you're as productive as you can be. Alright, just barely get that done, and then we gotta get a lot of infrastructure growth going here. I guess I could move all these people off dust, huh? Yeah, +1 industry on every tile of exploitation, and then yeah, we're playing catch up now. We're playing catch up with 2 players worth of land. This is actually like a pretty good number of cities to have for turn 55, and the fact that about half of our empire will have been built up by an AI who has more resources than they ought to have due to the difficulty bonuses, and we have a bonus palace. We have an extra capital building. Those will both be very, very helpful. Very much in our favor. What is this? Why are there seekers in my land? We are working on diplomatic tech, right? Yeah, okay. Just want to make sure that we are not We are not vulnerable to attack from all of the other players. Let's grab these guys before they try to retreat into the water. Oh hey, we did this thing. So we've gained the Logic Nursery technology. Requires an income of at least 20 food from the city tiles, gives plus 10 food on the city. It's not great, but we do have to build one. Build the Logic Nursery. The city with the improvement will need a minimum of 20 food from district and exploitation tiles, which I think is a thing that we have. I think we're cool on that. Okay, oh, they hired themselves a new combat hero. That's interesting. I think we have enough movement with the roads, because this looks like proper right-of-way. Yeah. I think we have enough movement with the roads that we should be able to complete this battle and run down here and then get enough movement next turn that we don't have to fight them with just the secondary army. We'll be able to use everything. Hold on. I guess let's make our build decisions after we figure out whether or not that's actually true. So are they just going to retreat? Okay. That is an annoying thing for them to have done. Because now we have to leave enough troops back here to finish the job. Otherwise, they're just going to take Gulji back. Huh. What on earth do you think you are doing? Alright, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move the Archivist over to this army. The army up north has this situation in hand. Oh, apparently they're just going to go and flee into the water. Well, yeah, I guess we can go ahead and move south. We're in position where we could run back to Gulji. Since they got in the water, they've made it so they're not really a threat next turn. They would have to dock, and that'll cost all of their movement, and then they could attack again next turn. We'll have plenty of time to respond if they try to get back in position to actually do anything here. Okay, so if we want to move the Logic Nursery plot forward, we are going to have to save up a little bit. This building costs 10 titanium and 20 glass steel. So I guess I'm going to have to stop building all of the buildings that are important to us, because they all cost titanium, rather. Well, we have a lot of places where we need to build right-of-way. That'll be a nice, low strategic, economic impact thing that we can do. So, I mean, if we just grab them right here, we get all of those extra militia units. We're just short of getting Tural's militia in here as well. I think that should be pretty much to our benefit. These Stalwart 4s are really tough to fight. But yeah, they still don't really have a lot of damage. Kari Mu is not a particularly impressive unit. Yeah, we should be on top of this here. We do have to watch out. Takari Mu has Cavalry Slayer 4. We're going to have to be pretty cautious with our Ice Wargs. We also, I'd really love to get back over here as quickly as possible to prevent the city from rebuilding its defenses, but one problem at a time here. You know what? It's probably not going to be too bad. I bet they won't retreat. Well, maybe. If they do retreat, we can probably have the second army just run straight toward the other city. Yeah, I don't know about this this move where they try to just like run all the way into our capital. That does not make a lot of sense to me strategically. Okay, we do want to fight. So what is the best way to do this? We have to be a little bit more careful, because they have a high-tier, fast-moving cavalry unit. I want to make absolutely certain they can't hit my cavalry with theirs. He has 7 move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the furthest he could get, which means that we can start people like over here. And then we have a lot of militia of our own coming in. I definitely think we want to drop him as quickly as we can. I don't know exactly where he'll run to, but you try to deal with him. The fact that we don't know exactly where he'll run to actually does complicate things quite a bit, though. Because if he stands in one of these spaces, we're going to have a hard time getting convincing control of the enemy. Actually, I guess, never mind. You don't get to move until after they do. So for right now, I'm going to issue these orders. Going to hold them in position. We'll see if we can't get a heal off. Try to keep some of our units alive. I guess actually I want this unit to attack the hero so that the hero loses his counter attack, so that the Gelderus can get him safely. Which means that this guy doesn't have anybody stopping him from doing stuff. Well, there's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. That Drider also is going to actually get to do whatever he wants. Okay, so we didn't need to have an attacker go after him. He spent his own attack, but it was going to be difficult to guarantee that. Unfortunately, we're really not doing a lot of damage to him. I was kind of hoping we'd be able to kill him this round. And the militia aren't targeting him, I believe, unfortunately. That's a pretty good position for them, though. Okay, so he's going to get to hit whoever he wants to hit. Not a lot I can do to stop him this time. I am definitely just going to keep shooting heals. Yeah, that's a shame. Well, at least he died for it. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't tell these units around the edges to move forward before attacking. This is important for opening up space. I do like us getting the Ice Wargs into the backfield, though, because now we're going to be able to control that Drider. Probably that is as many dudes as we can get on him. And then we should probably keep healing. I don't really care what this guy does. Yeah, alright. So we're focusing fire on the units on the end of their line as much as we can. I'm trying to break those guys off. If you run into an enemy formation that is like this, where it's like a line of troops, it is best to fight the units that are on the edges, because the units on the edges have the least morale, and so they're getting the fewest points of free defense. And then when you kill them, the new unit on the edge will be getting less morale, and so you can break them down without having to deal with the full force of their bonus stats, which is really nice. You definitely need some love. Especially in a case like this, actually, I was about to say, especially in a case like this where the enemies are very tough, it's important not to fight into all of their extra stats if you can avoid it. But actually, this case is so extreme that it's probably less true here, because no matter how many points of morale they have, we are attacking way below their defense. Never stop healing this guy. At this point, even if we didn't finish them off, this army is too weak to be a threat anymore. Boy, that's an awful lot of zeros, you guys. Yep. Okay. It's finally learning. So we certainly will not kill the army. If we get lucky, we might get these two units on the ends. Really do have to get pretty lucky, though. You can do it. I believe in you. Nope, shouldn't have believed. Okay. Well, they're in very poor shape. Do have all of their movement, so I probably shouldn't do anything. I guess they're going to be able to make a pretty serious run. I might not be able to keep up with them. And that green army just disappeared, did it? I wonder if he has a settlement across the ocean. Seems like he might. Alright, it's definitely time for a lot of right-of-way. Are we only getting 1 titanium per turn? Okay, we're up to 2, with the reasons we've stolen. Still going to be a little while before we have that Oologic Nursery. It is not a cheap building. So, they're going to do that thing again, where they wait for me to end my turn, and then they spend all their movement. I am just going to have this army run toward that city as fast as possible. See if we can catch them off guard. But by standing here, I'm making the spaces around me very expensive, and because they have forest in them anyway, he's not actually going to be able to move very many spaces away from us. And we just have to make sure we catch him. Oh, maybe he's not going to move. Yeah, he didn't. Weird. Alright, well that's a total no-brainer. We got that under control. Let's have a look at what this looks like. Okay, what this looks like right now is a city that doesn't really have a lot of defenses. So we should probably just attack, right? Okay, this is Jocelyn Duvall, so this is the good hero. I suppose there's no reason for me to just attack right now. Let's get this kill, run this army over here. Next turn we'll probably be in reinforcement range, and we can do this up proper. I am a little worried about my units. I think we're probably going to lose somebody to this initial charge, and I can't really stop it. I guess I could do, like, this? You could still charge to that tile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's not really anywhere I can stand. I can stand here and just block this reinforcement space. That's actually totally fine. Honestly, those attack orders are pretty reasonable. Let's make sure that we are at least putting a couple of people on the hero, just in case he manages to take 0 damage from the first attack. Okay. And Jasa Murdap taking that damage is ideal. His health is completely irrelevant. I should have... I didn't think about it. I didn't assign the Draken hero to heal, but I definitely should have. That's way better than attacking. Now it's just a matter of waiting for their units to slowly die. Obviously, our attacks aren't going to deal any damage, but you know, you hit something enough times, some erosion has to set in. Figured that's probably how we're going to get rid of them. Okay, yeah, so next turn we'll be in reinforcement range. Make sure that we are committing that move, and so we should see green fall. Hopefully, they'll be actually dead. Because I don't want to have to deal with watching over my shoulder for them to show up and try to annihilate us. So we don't actually have a lot of build options in our secondary capital that don't cost resources. I guess we can put down a granary. We're not pressed on glass steel. Oh hey, and look, there's a Fomorian. We have met the Fomorians this game. After this is resolved, this is going to become kind of a naval adventure. So I guess we probably will have some words with the Fomorians at some point here. Yep, I did build too many units. Ah, well. Okay, these are the right things to build. I don't actually know where we're going to build the nursery. That's a real 2 turns from now kind of problem. Oh, I should help people back up. Like, these 2 people on food aren't actually accomplishing a ton right now. Oh, hey, did I accomplish a deed? Oh, right. Well, we have access to the Eye of the Farthinker. That's a pretty good trinket. Do you guys have enough movement? You do not have enough movement to jump through here, and you are on assignment cooldown. Well, we should probably go now. It's not... we could wait one more turn, I guess, and have this hero lead the charge. Also, we have discovered 3 sources of adamantium, no sources of palladium. That's interesting. Well, what is our next move technology-wise? We have access to this unique technology that gives us our 3rd minor faction assimilation slot earlier than you normally get it. Honestly, bread and circuses is probably pretty good for us. Or maybe we want to get on the adamantium thing right away. We have enough cities that probably expansion disapproval will be at least annoying. What does it look like right now? It is minus 40 approval from expansion disapproval. This will take us to either 45 or 50. So the reduction here is going to be more than 10 points. This is plus 10 approval for every city without us having to spend anything on it. Yeah, that seems very reasonable. Okay, let's resolve this situation with green, and then I think that'll be a good place to end the episode. So you guys... you're probably not going to get over here. Oh, no, you know what? Actually, with the road... Yeah, okay. So we'll have at them on this coming turn here. And we actually have some money. We could maybe hire another hero, probably a governor. We definitely want to move this guy out of the way so that he's not blocking the hero coming through the ruins. Alright. No more messing around. I guess we don't really need to do this manually. I'm just thinking like, hey, I should try to minimize casualties. But I don't know how much this really matters. They have 1 militia who's able to come in via the reinforcement slots. I want... Let's see. All of you guys going after him, and all of the wargs going after the hero, I guess? Wow. 141, huh? That's pretty harsh. The fact that their heroes are faster than all my units is really showing you the importance of having initiative. We're really able to control how they deal damage to us most of the time. And the difference in outcomes is considerable. Jeez, 141. The biggest benefit to them here is going to be that it's actually kind of a pain for me to get a lot of units around their units. Sorry, did I not explicitly order you to murder this guy? Who do I think you'll attack? You know what, I can go here and just heal him. That'll work fine. $213. Is his? Did he have like 120 damage? I didn't realize. It would have to be even more than that, right? 142, jeez. Come on, please kill him. Okay, ooh. We were 100% for certain going to lose somebody there. Okay, well, that was a little bit of an ordeal. That was a lot of turns of fighting. But we have a lot more land to work with. We're actually pretty well developed as an empire for this point in the game, or at least pretty well developed in terms of land owned. I guess our individual cities are not that great. We can see the cult was able to take control of Chaka. I was kind of hoping that that was going to be something we could do after we finished off Green, because we did pick up a shipyard. So I was just thinking we could ship a whole army over there and do the thing. But looks like no such luck. So these two units end up integrating into those armies. I guess we could probably throw another Drakenling into this army right now. And we certainly want to get a seed storage finished here. I'd love it if we didn't lose any population while it's building. How many people do I have to put on this thing to get it done in 3? Okay, there we go. That'll keep the city from burning population. You know, population-wise, our empire is not in a terrible place now that we picked up all of these Broken Lord cities with all of their purchased population points. Alright, so of our cities, what is the best at building? Regsina's pretty good, the capital's pretty good. Well, Regsina is about to run out of stuff to do. But we don't have enough food from tiles. So the Ulogic Nursery, the food has to come from the actual ground, not from units, or not from units of population, at least, being on food. So we can build it in the capital, we can't build it in Regsina. Unfortunately, the capital has a lot of other stuff to do. Here in Regsina, we could build out a burrow and pick up enough food to get the job done. Really would love to get over to all of this great stuff here. Yeah, it's just going to have to be in the capital. It's going to take too long to get it there. Right of way in the capital is not extremely urgent. Like, a lot of our cities can make trade routes with each other around Hamara. So I think I'm going to put this above right away there. We do want to keep our faction quest rolling. There is still the possibility that we could win a faction quest victory, although it's turn 60 and we're not done with step 3 yet, so I don't know if I think that's terribly likely. It's at least an option. So we can take this very good empire plan. We can also grab that in case I want to or need to put people back on Dust, but I think I'd rather hold on to the extra influence for deal making, because we are getting to the part of the game where we have to make some deals. We're going to have to, like, start paying attention to things that are happening outside of our borders. Alright, well, that took a while, and if I'm honest, it required more of an expenditure of resources than I wanted, but it is nice to see the borders of our land all the way out to the sea here. I know the game doesn't say that green has been eliminated. My guess is that they don't have anything left. Sometimes it seems like it takes until the beginning of the next turn for an empire to actually disappear from the game. I do think we got them. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time when we face the very difficult question of, now what? And we'll see you then.